The Kardashian that I speak of is Kourtney Kardashian. I somewhat consider her a black sheep. She always stood out to me because she was one of the ones, to me, it didn't appear that she was getting any type of body work done, plastic surgery, while her sisters, Kim and Chloe, trying to remember their names, guys, Kim and Chloe, and even her younger sister, Kylie, has had work done. But Kendall, which is also her half sister, technically not a Kardashian. She also appears that she hasn't had any work done either. So I don't know all of their surgical histories or anything, but from what I see, Kourtney's one of the ones that opted out of the whole plastic surgery game. She has her fourth child with her new husband, Travis Barker. And the thing about her story that stood out to me as well is that she stayed with this guy, Scott Disick, for so many years. And she also is the only sister to me that didn't look like she was into guys of color. When you look at Chloe and Kim's history, most of the men that I've seen them with, can't recall if there's been anyone that is not African American or of color in some way. So again, that's another reason that Kourtney stands out. There's nothing wrong with preferring people of color, but she didn't. She kind of, to me, that's why I feel like she's a black sheep, because, she stayed with Scott Disick. She stayed faithful to this guy. And honestly, I don't feel that she should have, but he was the father of her children. They have 3 kids together. He was kind of in and out doing his thing. And I was just very proud of her for the fact that when she finally let that guy Scott go, because I felt like he was doing her dirty. She had the mindset, the mentality, the attitude of a wife on some level, but he definitely did not have that mentality of a husband to her. And honestly, I feel like he didn't deserve her, but they made these 3 beautiful children together, so they have to co-parent. The beautiful children are in the world. And I do feel like Kourtney was probably more devoted to her children, and that was more of her focus than trying to be one of the popular Kardashian sisters and coming up with new ideas and sex tapes and things like that. Not to say she hasn't had one, I don't know that, but I just know that she's different, and her mentality, the way she moves is different than her sisters. And I think that, and honestly, she had a dream come true. She had a major turnaround in her life when she met Travis. And they just fell in love very quickly and got married quickly as well. It wasn't a long, drawn-out thing. While she spent many years with Scott, had many of his children, and there was no marriage to be found. So it also goes to show you have to be with the right person and find the right person, the person that really digs you. It's not going to have you holding on, hanging on, and waiting and playing house with you forever while they're on the side doing other things. When God sends that right person into your life, they're not going to waste any time sweeping you up and taking you away. And he didn't care she had 3 other kids. I think he has a kid from a previous relationship. I think he may have been married. But whatever the case, they're together now. And she could say, I'm 44 now. I don't know about this kids thing. I got 3 kids already. He's got his own kids. So we could just have like a blended family situation, and this would be really cool. Like the old school sitcom Brady Bunch, or if you guys watch TV in the 90s, Step by Step, similar vibe to that, But she does a big thing and says, I'm 44, whatever the case, I'm going to have this guy's baby. So now she has her new husband's baby. Everything to me is right with the world as far as, this is what you want. You finally find the person that's for you. You get married and you have their kid. And it doesn't matter that you're 44, and some people are making statements about her age or whatnot. But I feel like I'm just proud that she bucks the system in a way. She goes against her family in so many different ways, and just the way that she lives her life and her mentality. I wouldn't say this is the story for me, and I'd like to walk in her shoes, but I just wanted to examine and point out this young lady and just how she kind of always stood out to me just a little bit, being a little bit different than the others, having a different mindset and mentality of what's really important in life and love, and finally being blessed with the right one. And you can just learn a lesson from her story right there, that sometimes we have to let go. Like, if you're in a bad relationship and you've been with somebody for a long time and you just don't want to be alone, or in her situation, she has kids too, so there's great ways you could co-parent. Ask God to lead you in getting out of that relationship, because if you're just in a stalemate in your relationship for years on end, and especially if you're having kid after kid, I think God is trying to tell you something. Now, sometimes people do end up getting married after years of going through that, but I've heard bad stories that when they do get married, the whole relationship breaks up anyway. I'm glad that she was able to let him go at some point and move on. And once she did, that's when she got her blessing. Sometimes we're holding on to things that we shouldn't be holding on to, things that are not going to benefit or profit us or bless us, just because it feels good, it feels right, we're used to it, this was our dream, this is what we thought, especially if you've invested so many years in a relationship, you've had that person's child. I can understand you holding on to a degree and saying, hopefully one day this will work, because I invested so much. I invested my body, I made a new life with this person, I invested my heart, even my money, just all different things you invest once you start a life with somebody. Once you have their kid, it's a big deal. So it's not surprised that you would hope for the best, but at some point you got to ask God when to let something go so that you can get your real blessing. And I think that's what she's living right now. So I hope the best for her. Hope her and Travis make it all the way till death do us part. I want to see a happy success story for one of the Kardashian girls at least. I just wish her all the best, and I hope she continues to be that black sheep and do things a little bit differently, not just fall into the line of pop culture or Kardashian culture of her family, but just do things in a different way. And it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong for standing out and being different, even if it's in a way where people are not seeing it as popular or not seeing it as cool. But I think it's a special thing. And again, I hope her the best for her future. I don't know if she's going to have any more kids, but whatever the case, she's in a good situation right now. And I can do nothing but pray the best for her and her future with Travis Barker. All right, guys, just my take, a single Christian girl right here on CBiz Media, where we talk about faith, love, and trends. This is Irene. You have any thoughts, you can always email me at cbiztv@yahoo.com. That's cbiztv@yahoo.com. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me for a moment, and God bless.